All right, so we've laid some groundwork in our first couple of explainers, but today we're diving into the very first story in the Bible, creation. And we're going to look at it in a way that, honestly, it might just change how you see everything. It all kicks off with a really strange question. Okay, I want you to really think about this for a second. Seriously, you have a pet fish, and for some reason, you need to explain your living room to it. How would you even start? I know, it sounds like the setup to a really bad joke, but the answer to this question actually unlocks a massive secret about the creation story.
See, here's the thing. Your fish's entire world is water, glass, maybe one of those little plastic castles, and some colorful pebbles. Its whole understanding of reality, its language, it's all limited to what's inside that bowl. Words like carpet or Wi-Fi or remote control mean absolutely nothing to it.
So to describe something like a couch, you've got to get creative, right? You have to borrow from the fish's world. You might say something like, it's a big soft rock formation that people rest on. It's not perfect, not at all, but it's the best you can do. You're translating an idea from your reality into the only language the fish can possibly get. So just hang on to that idea, translating across two totally different realities. Okay, so what on earth does a fish in a bowl have to do with the beginning of time? Well, everything. Because when it came to describing creation, the author of the Bible, God, was facing the exact same translation problem. We're the fish, and this universe, it's our fishbowl.
And look, this isn't just some weird philosophical thought experiment. Scientists, physicists, they'll tell you the same thing. The first moments of the universe were so bizarre, so completely alien, that the rules of reality as we know them, they didn't even exist yet. It's a reality that we literally don't have words for. And get this, the author had to explain all of that, the birth of space, of time, of everything, in just 31 sentences. That's it. That's the entire first chapter of Genesis. 31 short sentences to describe the indescribable.
And you couldn't just say whatever. There were rules. Rule 1, can't lie. Rule 2, you can't use words like quantum foam or particle physics because those ideas wouldn't be around for millennia. And maybe the biggest rule of all, our language, it's designed for life inside the fishbowl, inside the universe. It's not built to talk about how the fishbowl itself was made.
And hey, this whole translation thing, it's not some ancient abstract problem. You've totally done this before. Like, have you ever tried to explain a super specific TikTok meme to your parents or a complex video game to your grandparents? You have to grab stuff from their world to even give them a tiny peek into yours.
So how did the Bible solve this impossible problem? Well, it left us clues, like a user manual baked right into the story. And the biggest clue? It's all about naming things. So check this out. It's not random. There's a clear pattern. 3 times, right at the beginning, the story just stops to tell us that God gives something a name. When you read, "And God called the light day," that's basically a giant flashing neon sign saying, pay attention to this.
What this naming thing is really saying is something like this. Hey, listen, this thing I just made, this brand new first ever light, it's way beyond what you can understand. It's from outside the fishbowl. So I'm going to give it a name you already know, a word from inside your world. We'll call it day.
All right, you're going to want to really focus on this next part, because this is where the whole thing just gets turned completely upside down. This is the big twist.
So naturally, we all assume, it's how we've always read it, right? That the creation event was the big, real deal. And our word day is just a small metaphor we use to try and grasp it. Creation day 1 is the real thing, and our regular old Tuesday is just, a metaphor for it. Seems pretty straightforward.
But what if that's completely backwards? What if we've had the whole thing flipped around this entire time?
So the old way of thinking is creation is the real thing, and our morning is just a metaphor to help us get it. But what if we flip that? What if that first creation of light is the real ultimate day, and the sunrise you see every morning, that's not the metaphor. It's an echo, a physical copy, a replay of that first moment.
Now, this isn't just some clever wordplay. This idea changes everything. It connects that enormous, cosmic event directly to you, to your actual everyday life.
Okay, let's follow this idea all the way through. It all starts with this one unbelievable event, the first moment light ever existed in the universe. A concept so profound, we can barely even wrap our heads around it.
But that moment, it didn't just happen and then, poof, it was over. No, it sent out a ripple, an echo, that started traveling through all of space and time, for billions of years.
And that echo? It never stopped. It's still arriving, again and again and again. It's a signal that just keeps repeating.
Every single morning, right there, at your window. So that sunrise, it's not just the sun peeking over the horizon. It's the echo of that very first light finally arriving right where you are.
So, what's the big deal? Why does any of this matter? Because it means the most normal parts of your day are not normal at all. It takes something as simple as waking up and shows you that it's cosmic.
So think about it. We can totally redefine what dawn even is. It isn't just the sun coming up. It's not just your alarm going off. Dawn is like a mini replay of that first moment when light completely shattered the darkness, way back at the beginning of everything.
So the next time you wake up and you're tired and you're just annoyed that your alarm is going off, I want you to just for a second look out the window. Because that light you see, it's not just sunlight. It's a message, an echo from the very beginning of time. You're literally witnessing a tiny replay of the moment the universe began. I mean, how cool is that?